Hello YouTube, this is Fly Rod Ryan here, and I will be showing you some flies that are must-haves for trout and bass. First off, with the trout flies, I'll start with nymphs stuff. These are gotta-have flies if you are ever in Missouri, or just good flies to think about in any state. We have a woven scud. In olive is a really good color, and in gray is also a good color. Dead drift. This works really well for trout in the winter and spring and summer, but doesn't do the best in the fall for some reason. Then we have a caddis fly. It's a nymph, kind of a merger here. This fly works really good dead drifted. If you can get to float, which you can kind of get these to sort of float sometimes, you might get a few strikes on that because it's supposed to imitate a caddis fly rising up to become a adult, and if it's on the top of the water, then that'll look more like it's turning into an adult, and trout might strike it because of that. To get a good look on that, you can get this fly at anglersdream.net. Then we have the Copper John. You should have one of these flies, obviously. Great nymph. Works really well for brown trout, I think. I don't catch many bows on it, but brown trout really like this fly. Bead-headed, regular copper wire. You can also get this in red. Well, you can get it in chartreuse too, but that doesn't work the best for trout. I like it in red and regular copper. Really nice nymph is the bead-headed pheasant tail. I like to get smaller sizes than these. Get the smaller size bead-headed pheasant tails. These nymphs are really good dead drifted. All nymphs are dead drifted good, but some stoneflies, I don't have any to show you right now, but try using them like they're streamers. That works sometimes. I got a black bead-headed stonefly, and I was just messing around, stripping line through, and I caught a trout, so you might try that. Works pretty good. Now, on to the trout dry flies. I'm going to start from the best to still good, but not better than the ones I'm going to show you. We have very common elk wing caddis fly, dry fly. I think size 16 or 18 does the best. Smaller the better, I think, with these flies. Just depends. Just a lot of caddis flies work good. Here's another type of caddis that White River Fly Shop ties. Can't say their name right today. White River Fly Shop ties this. If you ever go in Bass Pro, White River Fly Shop ties these caddis flies. They're really good. Then we have one you should also have. Once again, size 16 to size 18 is the best. Blue-winged olive. There is the blue-winged olive for you. This fly is a great dry fly. I think it works really well for rainbows. Rainbows actually like this dry fly. I don't catch a lot of rainbows on dry flies. That's not very common, but I mean, it's common. It's just these are really good for rainbows. Then we'll turn to a tractor. Quite a bit of a large gobby dry fly here. What's good about these is you can use them as strike indicator, and they don't really sink that easy. I mean, you can sink these, but they don't sink that easy. PMX yellow. I recommend yellow or red. Two best colors. PMX is pretty common pattern. I'm showing you most of the commonest patterns I can find. I mean, these are great patterns, but they're really common. Then we have the foam hopper. cricket hopper things. I mean, the more natural looking you can get these, the better, I think. Um, Great terrestrial. Love it. You should be able to find these pretty easily. I mean, any cricket will do, but more natural, better once again. These basically don't sink. I mean, they're foam. They got foam on the bottom. The stomach looks really nice. Very natural. Now, moving on to like the eggs and stuff, we have a San Juan worm. I like this. I kind of like to twitch this a little. Most people like to dead drift it with weight, but I put no weight on it. I fish in shallow streams, and I like to twitch it a little bit, just to kind of give it a more lifelike action there. Then we have a fly that many people don't think are flies, but I think they're just too proud of themselves. I mean, these things work. I don't use them that often, but they are still good. I consider them a fly. Most people think they're too good for them, and they wouldn't be caught dead with one of these on their end of their line, but these work great in the spring and early summer, but these stop working around fall for some reason. I don't know why that is. I mean, like, I fish trout with these that are in hatchery, and they never had salmon eggs, and they bite them, I guess, but they don't bite them in the fall and winter very well. Now, I will move on to bass flies. Now, the bass flies I'm going to show you are really common. You should be able to pick all the ones I'm going to show you at the anglersdream.net. You gotta remember that site. I do have it posted on my YouTube. It's on All About Fly Fishing and on Facebook. Look that up. I run that. But anglersdream.net makes tons of flies. They have terrestrials, eggs, and everything. But now I'll show you some bass flies. You have to have Clouser minnow. I mean, any Clouser minnow at least, but my favorite is black dumbbell eyes with chartreuse and white. Size 2. I like size 2. These work really, really good for striped bass and white bass, but they'll catch anything. They also catch smallmouth and largemouth. Mainly smallmouth out of those two largemouths. I've caught a few Kentucky bass on them too. Just a great fly to take into consideration for lakes mainly. I mean, these go down pretty deep because the dumbbell eyes. Next, we have the Deceiver. Red and white is my favorite, although you can get whatever color you want. This is size 4. I picked the smaller ones out. I mean, these Deceivers, they work great for any fish. I mean, they're saltwater Deceivers, but I've fished them in creeks mainly, actually. I don't really do big lake fishing, but creeks and rivers, smallmouth, love these things. You catch huge goggle-eye perch on these. Any perch big enough to bite this will bite it. Well, I've caught mainly warmouth. Those are pretty common to catch on these, but really nice fly. Always take one of these for bass fishing. Next, mainly largemouth bass fly here. Everybody should have one of these, but I think this is the best. Popper. Now, everybody has their different opinions on poppers, and it's all the location you're fishing. Now, I'm usually fishing for largemouth bass in ponds and huge lakes, like reservoirs and dammed up lakes and stuff like that, but when I'm fishing in the ponds, you want a weedless hook right there. Yeah. This is a frog popper. Just yellow, white, and green tail, and it is speckled on top. It is a great fly to have if you are going to be fishing in ponds, and it works really well for large lakes. Well, YouTube, that is it for today, and once again, go to anglersdream.net. They have great flies. They have good quality flies. They're really nicely built, fast shipping, and really low prices. I mean, I got most of those flies for just like just $1.10. I think I paid for, like, that might have been the highest one that I paid, was $1.10, I think. But they're really nice, and they gave me a free fly. So remember that, anglersdream.net. Comment, rate, and subscribe.